This is the Weather Xtreme video for Sunday, March the 14th, the first day of daylight savings time. So I certainly hope you set your clocks ahead 1 hour. We spring forward so that you won't be late today. All right, let's take a look at some Skycam images and see how the weather is across central Alabama. Here's a look at the Birmingham camera, and of course things are a little dark this morning. I'm doing this just a little after 5:30. And so we're back in the dark for the early morning updates. Kind of an interesting shot of the battleship Alabama down at Mobile Bay. And then a very nice shot of the courthouse at Fayette. That's just a fascinating courthouse there, and certainly looks beautiful this morning in the lights that are shining on it there. All right, on the surface map this morning, we're looking at a surface low generally over the mid-Atlantic states in the vicinity of Washington, D.C., and that pesky low has been slow to move out because the upper-level low has been slow to move out. Here's our closed low at 500 millibars. That's roughly 18 to 20,000 feet. And you can see that it is a large closed low, and in addition to that, we've got these little short waves that are moving around the closed low itself. In addition to that, we've got another closed low out over the Four Corners area, so weather pattern remaining somewhat active. Temperature-wise across the vast United States, it's still fairly chilly in the Rocky Mountains, but otherwise it's pretty mild with mostly 40s all the way up into the Great Lakes and up to southern New England and across much of the southeastern U.S. and back into Texas. Still pretty warm down at Key West. The closer look here, we can see that temperatures range from about 43 to 48 or so we're mostly in the 40s this morning. Radar not showing a lot at this hour, and just as we forecast yesterday, if you looked at the radar during the afternoon hours, we had some scattered showers around. As a matter of fact, at one point I saw it raining, and some of that rain was kind of white. It almost looked like snow, but it wasn't. It wasn't that cold. On our watch warning map, we still got a good number of flash flood watches up along New England and across some of the northeastern part of the United States, and wind advisories down along the coast of Florida, and a few winter storm advisories in the central Rocky Mountain areas. QPF over the next few days is going to be relatively light, and those are not going to be as uniform as what this map shows. The potential is that we will have primarily scattered showers, so not everybody will get wet. And the Storm Prediction Center is not outlooking any organized severe thunderstorms. All right, here's the 06Z GFS model run. There goes our surface low over the mid-Atlantic states as it's beginning to get out of here. But, of course, there's a good deal of wraparound moisture in addition to the fact that we have those little short waves rotating around the closed upper low. And the result is that we should see mostly a cloudy day. I think maybe we'll see a few peaks of the sun this afternoon, and the possibility that we'll see some scattered showers. The closed low over the mid-Atlantic states inches ever so slowly off into the Atlantic. But in the meantime, another one is coming across from the Four Corners area, and that one will be impacting us a little bit later in the week. By Monday, I think we should dry out pretty well. We still may have a few clouds to deal with, but I think that for the most part, the atmosphere will be fairly dry. We're under a bit of a northwesterly flow, not a terribly cold northwesterly flow on Tuesday, but that will keep things a little chillier than we should be for this time of year, and that'll also keep us fairly dry. On Wednesday, we see that little low that came across the Four Corners area, and as a result of the short waves riding down the eastern side of the ridge, we see that we get another almost closed low over the southeastern U.S. And when we look at the surface map and you look at those thicknesses, it is going to be cold core, so we have to introduce a small chance for showers. I think we will see scattered showers on Wednesday, but I think the chances of any one spot getting wet are fairly slim. That little low shortwave moves on across Florida and off into the Bahamas, and with it, it takes most of the moisture with it. We may still see some clouds in the morning Thursday, but I think we should have a fairly sunny afternoon. By Friday, we're under a ridge, and that still keeps us dry with the surface high in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. And then finally on Saturday, we have a pretty strong short wave coming out of the Rockies once again, and that will be responsible for a sizable surface low. And also, it looks like another shot at some colder weather. It was looking like it would probably be here by Saturday on our runs yesterday, but now it looks like it'll be just a little bit later than that. And finally, on Sunday, that trough begins to rotate out of the way, and as it does, it sweeps the rain and off to our east and the low off into the Great Lakes, and that does bring in some colder air for Sunday, a week from today. Now, going out quickly into Voodoo, the pattern stays pretty active. There comes a short wave on Thursday, the 25th, and that short wave moving through the Ohio River Valley, and then another what might possibly become a closed low coming in Southern California, and that looks like a rather wet end to the month around the 25th, 24th, 25th time frame. So that could aggravate the river flooding situation that we're still dealing with. Well, thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. Appreciate you staying tuned and staying with the Alabama Weather Blog. In the meantime, I'm going to let James Spann come back in here tomorrow morning. Hope he's gotten some extra sleep. No, you don't get any extra sleep when we go to daylight savings time, do you? Oh, well. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great Sunday, and Godspeed.
Each day, there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.